Hey everyone, it's me Lucky, and welcome to what's going to be my very first Minecraft mod review. So, like as I mentioned, it's my very first mod review. So if you guys like it, be sure to leave a comment in the description saying if you want more, if you're interested in that. And if so, I will definitely try to get more of them out to you guys. So the mod I'm going to be reviewing today is called the Swords Plus mod by StarshadesJack. Yeah, that's a little tongue twister. And what this mod does is it adds a bunch of new weapons to the game and a few new ores and stuff that I'm going to be showing you guys. And the reason why I like this mod is because the kind of mods that I like to play with in Minecraft are ones that are fairly simple in their nature. They don't completely overhaul the game where it doesn't feel like the original Minecraft, but it also isn't too overpowering and it's not too easy to use. This mod adds a bunch of new weapons that are fairly difficult to get, at least some more advanced ones. And they're not too powerful, but they do have some pretty useful uses. It's not just like the regular weapons in Minecraft where just straight damage and that's about it. They actually have some pretty cool stuff. So I'm going to get started by going into the chest right over here that I have built for this showcase and to be ready for you guys. And these are all the items that are used in the mod, the new items that are used basically to create all these swords. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of new gems right here. There's non-powered gems and then there's powered versions of the gems. I will explain how to make these gems in a second. Basically, if you hold these gems around in your inventory, over time they will charge into these fully charged gems, and you use these to make these swords down here. Various different gems are used to make different swords. And to create these gems, you have to first create this thing called a goddess gem. And to create this thing called a goddess gem, you have to collect this dust down in dungeons, this azurite, or aka purple dust, as I will call it, because I'm not going to remember how to pronounce that or even what it is as I go throughout this mod showcase. You have to use this azurite dust with diamond. It's 8 dust per diamond to create one goddess gem, and it's one goddess gem plus miscellaneous materials to create each of these elemental gems. And it's usually a couple of these different gems to create the more advanced weapons down in here, which I will go over some of those later on. My goal is basically not to go over every single crafting recipe in this mod, because there are a lot of them and it will just confuse you and you won't remember it anyways. And I'm also not going to go over every single weapon because there's a lot of different weapons. I'm going to go over a few of them and just kind of tell you guys why I like this mod and show you what's cool about it. So first thing I want to do is I want to go find these two things right here, these two ores, which are the foundation to building these materials. So if I got lucky and I spawned right next to this double ravine here and had both of the ores right in it. This one is fairly rare usually, from what I understand. This is the green stuff. I'm going to go ahead and go into survival. You can mine these with any level pickaxe, even wood. So I got the green one right here. If I go fly down a little bit further, I will find the more common of the two ores, which is this one, the purple stuff right here. They usually come in chunks of like 3 or 4 different blocks, different ores. Go ahead and collect that, and I've got my stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and fly back out with that stuff. That's just to show you kind of how it naturally spawns in the dungeons and all that stuff. I don't know if there's an actual height limit to it. As you can see, the green one was right near the top there. They're fairly common, although not too common. It's not going to be like, holy shit, there's way too much stuff here. It's a good balance. So you take this stuff, go ahead and make your elemental gems like this, and you go ahead and make some pretty cool stuff. So in this chest right here, I have some examples on how to make certain swords. So I'm going to take these 3 out right here, and if I put this right here, the hilt and the blade, and I put a spider eye in the middle, I get this weapon called a venal rapier. I'll go ahead and explain that in 1 second. If I take this right here, these items, hilt, and nope, not that sword, hilt the sword, 2 iron blocks, and a diamond, I get a great blade. If I take the great blade, and I take a charged earth gem, I get this titania blade. So you can kind of see the picture. They all start with basically the hilts, the blade, something in the middle there, and sometimes something off to the side. I got a blazing blade there. If I put this here, like that, I get the more advanced version. Now this one takes a lot of materials. It's the empty hilt there, the blade, 2 blocks of diamonds, which is going to be 18 diamonds total, and an eye of the ender, and I get the iron blade. So what these weapons do, they're pretty cool. They all are very unique in how they work. Make sure I'm not in peaceful mode here, because I tried doing this earlier and it kind of messed up. Okay, so I'm going to spawn myself a whole bunch of creepers falling from the sky. Holy crap. And I will start with the most basic of these right here, the venal rapier. What this little thing does is if I go ahead and attack them just once, these guys aren't going to blow up, thankfully, because I disabled it. It will poison your enemy and it will whittle down their health, so you can be ready to kill them in like one hit later on. Not too powerful of a weapon. The actual initial damage is only like 2.5 or 3 hearts. I can't remember which. But the poison would be very good if you have a bunch of enemies on you, so you can poison them, run away, let the poison take care of them a little bit, and then finish off the job. Just like, ta-da, couple hits. Not too difficult to make. It doesn't have a whole lot of durability, but it has its own use to it. Now this weapon right here, the titanium blade, as you saw, it took a bit to make it. It was 2 iron blocks plus a fully powered earth gem. Let me go ahead and make sure it's daytime here. I don't want to turn nighttime. Now this thing, what it does is it does a lot more damage, and it also has this effect where it's an instant knockback. You don't have to have any momentum. It's just like the enchantment on a weapon. And it also slows them down so that when they come back to you, it'll take them a bit of time. So if you have like a whole bunch of enemies coming towards you, zombies or creepers, this is a very useful weapon to have, and it's pretty damn powerful too. Now the third weapon right here, this Margera blade, is it basically is a sword with the fire enchant to it, and pretty powerful one at that. Now there's a few more perks to this, besides the fact that it does 4 hearts of initial damage plus 8 more in the fire, which is enough to pretty much kill any mod unless they're healing, or mob, unless they're healing themselves, which as far as I know is not possible. It also, this weapon will restore durability if you are standing in sunlight. So if I go ahead and kill a few of them, you can see it's partially used. Just wait. Ta-da. Good as new. Now if I go ahead and run into water over here, while I'm holding it, it will drain its durability. If I switch to another weapon, it's fine. It's only if I'm actually holding the weapon while I'm in water. So if you have a bunch of mobs in water, be careful. It won't actually break the weapon, but it'll make it very close to it. Now another really cool thing about this sword is if I go ahead and if I get myself a thing of lava, go ahead and dig a hole like right here and just plop that there. If it's pretty used up, like I accidentally stood in water or I've killed a whole bunch of mobs, and you're down in a dungeon and you don't have the sunlight to restore it, you can go up to a source block of lava, right click it, and it will fully restore your sword. Freaking awesome, especially for when you're way down deep in the dungeon. Plus it's a really powerful sword. 3 hits and it'll kill a mob, because it does 4 hearts of damage each, or you can just set it on fire and walk away. Pretty cool. Now this little sucker, this is pretty cool. Let me go ahead and show you guys. This does 20 hearts of damage every time you use it. The catch is, however, that it only has 10 uses before it breaks. Oh man, it's going to follow me. But it can't blow up, so it's okay. So to actually make this worthwhile, since it takes 18 diamonds to make it, is if you right click, you sacrifice your health to create a protective barrier on this sword that lasts for 10 more uses. So you can kill a whole bunch of crap before it actually does, or it breaks, rather. So, still good as new. It has, like, not good as new, but it still has only 2 uses. If I go ahead and use the rest of this, let's use up. It'll take progressively more and more health every time you recast the barrier, until eventually it'll outright kill you to cast the protection. So you'll have to pick it up and go ahead and use it again. So it's a very powerful weapon. It'll take down any enemy pretty much very quickly, and it could be pretty useful for fighting like the Ender Dragon, because it does a lot of damage. However, it comes at a very high cost in both making it and trying to keep it at maximum use without it breaking. So those are only 4 of the weapons in the mod. There's like, what was it, 14 more that you can choose from. And there's also 2 bows that I'll go ahead and show you guys really quick here. These 2 right here. There's a swift bow, and there is the diamond bow. Diamond bow. And these are pretty cool. And let me go ahead and get a whole bunch of arrows here. There we go. The diamond bow is pretty similar to the bow in Minecraft right now. You hold down right click and you charge up the bow and you shoot it. However, this one shoots a lot faster and is a lot more accurate. The damage is exactly the same. However, you're going to get you know, a lot more actual hits out of it, because if there's someone way off in the distance, you know, you have a lot better chance of actually hitting them. You don't have to like aim way super high to hit them. It's pretty cool. The swift bow is like the old bow in Minecraft, where you just right click once and it'll shoot an arrow. Doesn't do as much damage as a fully charged bow right now, but has a pretty cool auto fire, little machine gun type effect. And this one can also be enchanted, so if you put this like with infinite arrows plus a flame, it can be pretty useful, especially if there's a lot of enemies. I've had a bit of fun with that earlier. So that's only some of the items in the mod. I will leave the rest for you guys to go discover. If you guys thought this was a cool update and it was useful and it helped you decide whether you want this mod or not, or I should not an update, a review, my apologies. If you thought this was a good review, I would greatly appreciate it if you liked the video. And if you're interested in the mod, I will go ahead and leave a link in the description for you guys. So I thank you guys so much for watching. Go try out this mod. Tell me how you like it. And I will see you in the next video. Alright, bye. Oh yeah, and one last thing I just realized I forgot to tell you guys. This green dust right here, I completely neglected to cover it. Let me go ahead and show you what it does real quick. Say you have, like, say this was a diamond sword. It just looks a little rusted. If it was completely used up, damn it, why is it not working? Let me go ahead and set this off to the side here. Get rid of this stuff. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Nope, still not wanting to work. Go ahead and get myself one more. There we go. Say this was a beautiful diamond sword, and oh no, it's just about to break because you were pretty reckless with it, killing a ton of mobs, and you thought it was fantastic to get rid of all these leaves that are in the way of your jungle biome. And then you realize, oh crap, my diamond sword's just about finished. Instead of having to make a whole new one, you can take a single one of these green dust right here. If you put it into your crafting table and put it with the green dust, ta-da! Good as new. It will fully restore it to its original state, full durability. This includes the new weapons in the mod pack too. So you don't have to go spending another 18 blocks to recreate, or 18 diamonds to recreate your iron blade if it's just about to break and you don't have enough health to recast the barrier. Yeah, so that's how it works. Pretty cool stuff. So with that, I'm pretty sure I covered everything I want to cover. So thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.